Greetings, y'all. It's Matt from the Grin Arcade. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So we're back playing some more Farming Simulator 25. How's everybody's week been? My voice is like all like, ugh. I hear a rooster in the distance. Morning, Twitchy. Might as well go ahead and get started. Dr. Pepper. Good stuff. Alright. So, quick update. Where should I start? The cotton is growing. If you didn't see the YouTube videos, good morning, Fuzzy. Did I say good morning, Twitchy? Good morning, Twitchy, too. If you didn't see the YouTube videos, got a lot of stuff done. Got that field created there. Got that one all plowed up there. Got a lot of stuff plowed and ready to go. Got busy down here. Got this field and this field kind of tied and merged together down here. That's actually where I'm at. I think I still need to do a little bit more plowing down here. And I've got some other stuff, other projects and stuff going on. Got this big field made over here. This was a chore. I'm still thinking about going back and just doing a big circle around this pond, and or landscaping over the pond. It's been a nightmare trying to get the steering assist to work around that thing correctly. So I got to work down there. Right now we're up here over at that big kind of corn. What will be the cornfield. We got to sell this house though. We've got some buildings we got to sell. I've had some ideas, and we're just gonna go right into it. So we need the money anyway. We got how much we got in the bank account? 54,000. That's all we got. So we are going to sell some stuff. Oh, here comes Fuzzy. Old man will not be here this weekend. Or at least today. I think he said this weekend, though. So don't really expect to see him till probably next weekend. But we're going to come in and sell some of these buildings. Oop. I hit the back button. Okay, we're going to sell that one for 37,000. Okay. We're going to sell that one for 7,000. Okay. So this is the area. This is where we had the cotton down here on this really long field. And then we had the two fields over here. That one hasn't changed much. This one, I came through and cut a lot of these trees, cleared them out, and plowed that up. Kind of made this a little more uniform around the edge here. Actually, I need to go back and need to come in and plow some of that. I got some more of that I need to plow out there. There's like some cotton left over. And then we've got a little bit of, what was over here? Green beans, I think. Yeah, we need to plow the edge of that. But, was able to merge this around. Sorry, guys. Didn't know my voice wasn't going to be cooperative today. But, yeah, I'm going to make this all field. Ooh, need to do a little smoothing right there. This was all trees right in there. You can tell when there's a lot of, like, little, like, rib lines like that. That's where the tree lines used to be. So there was some trees. There was some trees. Alright, let's go down here. We're going to get rid of these sheds and buildings down here. We don't really need these sheds. They're not ideal for what we have, so let's sell that one. We're going to get, looks like 40,000 back on that one. Sell the house. We don't need the house here. We get more back for the shed. It's funny how some of these are priced. We're only gonna get back 10 grand for this one, but we're getting 40 grand back on the big sheds, so they cost more than the. Well, I guess this is a house trailer technically, so maybe it makes sense. We'll sell that one, so we're gonna get 31 back on that one. Okay. Keep those houses there. We're gonna keep this bale shed and the cow thing up here for now. And we're not gonna get rid of that house. That's Kate's house. We don't want to evict her. So yeah, up here at this northern farm here, I thought about this, and I was debating on where to put an oil mill. I think I found the solution. It's this farm. I'm gonna put it right up here somewhere. Maybe more than one. I don't know. We'll see. But I am gonna sell these buildings. We don't really need this farm up here. We'll keep the bins up here and maybe put in the drying system, but for now we don't need this stuff. Okay. Oh, I see a American flag. Maybe we'll keep the American flag. We'll keep that. Sell that. Sell this shed. 31,000 back on that. Keep the light pole for now, I guess. One thing I can't get rid of is these cones. I've tried hiding them. I don't think that works. So, and you can't like click on them to sell them. Otherwise, they don't want you to place that. I don't think you can go into destruction mode to get rid of them. No, I don't think so. Sell this shed. So we get 71,000 back for that one. Okay. Oh, there's that cedar I was looking for. The case cedar is kind of floating in the air right now because I sold the shit out from under it. But, yeah. Alright. So, yeah, I got an idea. We're going to buy this wheat field really soon. And what I'm going to do is probably come in and bring in the maybe like a dryer system in the refinery to go along with that. I'll have to clear out some of these trees. Not a problem for us. And then I'll keep the seed tender tanks there at the little leveling and whatnot up here. Alright, let's move along down the road. Still got some fields that we own that I need to work on. Good morning, old man. So you're not here today? Are you here tomorrow? Probably not. I know you said probably not this weekend, so probably the whole weekend. Let's see, there's a house back here. Don't really need that one. Ooh, look at that. We get 105 back for that one. Let's can we sell it though? I don't know. We can't sell that one. So we can't sell that one. We have this house over here. This is basically Grandpa's house, but in red. We can sell that one for 44,000. Get what, 7 grand back on that one? Yep. Alright, now to get rid of the fences. Oh wait, there's a light pole there too. Let's go ahead and get rid of that pole. We get $53 back on that one. Alright, let's go down to fences. Get rid of this fence. How do you get rid of it? Like that. I clicked on it and I was like, wait a minute. Get rid of that one. That one. And I think that's it. I think the rest of this is all stuff we get rid of with either a chainsaw or a plow or something like that. So planted all sunflower over here. So we got sunflower growing up here. Gonna be expanding a lot of this. A lot of this will be plowed up, trees cut down. A lot of this will be expanded and merged. So all in the future. And then I can see plowing that all up together. You know what? I don't know that we own that house. If you don't own the house, sometimes you can't get rid of it. But sometimes you can't get rid of it. So some of the houses we won't. Yeah, we got trailers and stuff there. I think I'll leave those there. Need to do a little smoothing running there, though. Equipment everywhere. Bought another T8. It was on sale. Oh yeah, I did work on this back here. So what do you call these? The parking lot stoppers, blockers, whatever you call those. Got rid of those, got rid of a little bit of that fence there. So now when we sell stuff up here at the farmer's market, we can drive straight through here. I might get rid of more of that. Maybe cut a tree there. Just depending on what we need to do, but we can't exit right there. We don't have to worry about going all the way back around. We don't have to worry about, any of that now. Alright, got a lot of stuff planted over here. Looks like my cedar missed a little bit there. Got oats. Basically came in through here. All 3 of these fields are in oat. Then I got barley up here north of it. So got a lot of oats planted. We'll be able to harvest those and then replant those into wheat or barley. Or maybe, man, I don't know about canola, but we do need to plant some sorghum today. We got a lot of planting to do. We got sorghum to do. We got corn to do. We got soybeans to do. Alright, I think that's it for now. It's really kind of the only stuff that we want to sell. There's that big new field. Alright. So let me get busy here. Lock that back in. Try to curve this around. Alright, could have done a little bit better there. And that should get it. Yeah, that could be better. Yeah, we'll try that. Alright, so let me plow the rest of this out. I think these are all bushes up here, so this should work. Okay, got you, old man. Start on this side. There we go. Straight lines over here. Yep, all bushes. I don't know why this keeps slowing down so much. Kind of dragging. I wonder if it's because it needs to be repaired or it may just be that it needs to be repaired. Try that and see. Nope, don't do that. Try to jump back in it. There we go. Let's see if that's it. Huh. That's kind of like the bale challenge. Old man and I have an agreement or an understanding that anytime the possibility of a bale challenge is ever brought up again, we always say hashtag never again. So yeah, that field that you had to work that was all, you know, weird looking, hashtag never again. So got that field all fixed up. And the field he is talking about way over here on the east side of the map. Which one? I can't even recognize it anymore. I think it was this one. So you can kind of see where the runoffs and stuff used to be in it. Basically, it was all chopped up. I've got it in a nice kind of rectangular shape now. So probably could use a little smoothing, more smoothing. But most of the areas out here are really just kind of like subtle dips and hills and stuff. So I could probably run the smoother over it a little bit more, but I think for the most part, a planter will go over it. And it looks like we need to plow a little more right there. But I think for the most part, it's totally an arable field now. Alright, let me turn the create field off there. Go hit this little strip over here. Hashtag never again, yep. I say that, you should see our bale shed now. Oh, and we're probably going to make some more because it is April now. So yeah, this edge right here, I may go back and plow this out a little, but I may not. Because the actual, like, border of the map starts somewhere out there in this light green where I've painted the grass texture. So it's not even over there where the other grass line is. It starts somewhere kind of out over in the third or fourth quarter of this strip that I put down. So I'm probably just going to put grass down there and call it a day. Yeah, probably not going to plow too much of that out, because otherwise you'll hit it and then you'll get stuck over there. So it's safer just to have it out like this. I'll put some grass in there, and then we'll have enough room probably to drive a grain cart beside the combine right through here without getting stuck. I may have to put a fence up, I'll be honest. Cause so that you can see kind of where you can and can't go. I may just put a fence right down the middle of that. We'll look at that in the future. So yeah, planning on doing corn over here. Planting all the corn over here. Corn, kind of need to do all the corn down south, I think. We're going to call it the corn belt. So when you look at the map, we've got that long field there. That'll be corn. We've got this big new field. That'll be corn. And then this field over here will be corn. And this one, I think I want to rotate it out and do it in beans. And then do beans all around this area. And then that big field, probably beans. And then that big field there, probably beans. So we're going to have a lot of beans. Alright. Let me go plow out this last little strip of cotton over here that this missed. Yeah, I could probably definitely do some more smoothing down here. Run it over it real quick. So I had to work around this tree line because there is a creek that runs right through there. You can kind of see it back in there. And I kind of straightened up this edge over here. I have to take out one or two more trees there. They kind of hang over there a little bit, don't they? Got a little sharp edge right here, but I came through and decided to straighten this out a little bit. And then I know I've got a couple of things to sell right away. We'll drive by the shop and sell those things. Alright, this is where the house and shed and all that set out here. You can tell this is where the approach came in, where the driveway was. No more, it's all field now. Oh, it's a little cotton down here too, didn't it? I think this was after the fact. I think it'll get this next time around, but I set it up to do straight lines, and then I went back and changed it. I don't think it actually changed it. That's why it missed some of these areas. Definitely could maybe shape that up a little better. Good morning, Kimmy. How's it going? Happy Daytona 500 Eve, as Sean Sinclair would say. Happy Daytona 500 Eve. I hardly ever know who's racing now anymore. My days of watching that, I don't really watch it on a regular. I'm from the days of Dale Earnhardt Sr., Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, you know, and those guys don't race anymore. Of course, you know, R.I.P. to Dale Earnhardt Sr. He was my favorite race car driver. Not for you? Well, now let's see. We're switching gears, you know. That football's over. Getting into more of the NASCAR and baseball should be starting pretty soon. When does that start? End of this month or into March sometime? Alright, so we are going to sell these things. These are the Mahindras. They're okay. They just don't work well at night. The headlights are like a purple or kind of a... Yeah, they're really purple. The other lights don't come on. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we're just going to go with some other stuff. I've got some other stuff. No, not the fishing pole. We'll sell these back. Alright. Starts in March. Okay. I knew it was soon. You know what? That's why I can't hide the cones. In single player, those cones are collidable here and up north. But in multiplayer, they're phase throughable, so that answers my question. That's why I can't hide them. It's just like the road signs. So if I were to go try to knock out a road sign here, see, that's phase throughable. In single player, I would knock that thing off in the ditch. That's why the hide objects mod won't work. Alright, I'm gonna go drop this plow over at the farm over here, and then I'm gonna go grab, get our other planter up there. And then Fuzzy, we need to get to planting. I'll let you decide which one you want to drive. Fuzzy, if you want to drive the deer, there's a dual row crop 8R John Deere out there somewhere. And then the liquid fert tank and the planter for the deer is still down here at Grandpa's farm. I've got the case, and then there's a New Holland floating around out there somewhere too. Do have 2 new mods. I'm sure Fuzzy found that this morning. I've got the T8 US version of the New Holland. A disappointment with that is you can only put a front weight on the front. It doesn't have that hookup, that 3-point hookup, so hooking up the tank for the front will not work. Kind of like this one has the 3-point on the front. We can put that tank in the front and have a little extra capacity, at least with the liquid fertilizer. That won't work on that one, so may use it in the future for maybe just assigning it to plowing or something, but let's see. On that. Let's go get this hooked up. Hey, Grandpa. I know that's not thunder that I'm hearing already. Shouldn't be. The old weather up here. Actually, it could be. Totally could be thunder rolls down the road. Do not check the weather while you're driving a tractor down the road. I think most of our stuff is not supposed to be here till tonight. Fuzzy, if you want to start planting beans in that big new field to the west of where you're at there, I think I filled that thing up. I need to probably hire out our Mac dog too. Get it rolling. Make sure you got that thing fully fueled and stuff. Make sure it's... I need to probably go through and make sure that I've got enough seed and fert in the tanks there too. When I get up there, I think the Waterstad is up there. I'm headed that way. skies are clear. Sold a lot of the animals here. Need to check on the beans up here too. So yeah, probably gonna have 3 dryers. We have the dryer in the northeast, we'll have the dryer at Grandpa's farm down in the south central area, and then we'll have a dryer in the northwest at some point. Because we got big fields kind of all around these areas, and wherever the areas are, hey Fuzzy, wherever the areas are, that will depend on what other type of special crop we do in that area. So we'll do probably beans and corn in all the areas, and then divide and conquer as far as drying those crops. So up here we'll dry corn and soybeans. Everywhere we'll dry. All 3 dryers will dry corn and soybeans. But the northwest, I think that's where we're going to do the oil bit. So we'll do canola and sunflower heavy up there. Up here in the northeast and east side of the map, we'll probably focus on more of your grain crops. So wheat, barley, sorghum, oats, anything that you can make a straw bale out of, pretty much. Because it makes sense to. We've got the flour mill over here. We've got honestly, I could probably use one of those drawbars with this. Let me see. I have to go back into town. Well, I'm headed down that way anyway, probably. I may go pick up a drawbar. Let's see. That is not liquid fertilizer. See if I can fill up here. Okay, we're full of seed. Some liquid fert in there. I wonder if I could put one of those things beside these things. Let's see, I need to put it on the left side. Right tab here. Tools. Doesn't need to be a big one. There's a small one. Maybe like that, or... That's just a pole. What? Oh, is that a pole like you can just put out in front so you don't crash into the thing? That's kind of neat. Oh no, that's some other kind of thing. Not just a pole. Let's see, what about that? Wish I could zoom in on it more, but you don't need it. Okay, let's see if we got some here. I may just have to get out and check it. place the pole, then you can attach a display to it. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so those little displays that I was looking at after that attached to that. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, I'm gonna try to do a U-turn here and see. Yeah, I need a drawbar. Let me go grab a drawbar. Pretty sure that connects. Yeah, it's not a 3-point, so okay. Let me go get a drawbar for this. I'll head down there and start planting corn down south. Grab a little fuel. Maybe. Here we go. I need to repair that thing. Cotton's looking good. Here's our merger. And then a lot of this area, these areas I'm going to clear out and probably do some vegetables in. Probably do like one kind of like field like that and then separate it. Do like carrots down it, red beets, parsnips, potatoes maybe, or maybe do a potato field by itself. And then we'll need probably sugar beets. Really don't, you know, with the sugar cane, we could do that, but it wouldn't take much. I don't know, we did that before. We did that back on Iowa Plainsview. We did the sugar cane for the sugar. I think it's a higher yield. I don't know. I think we've got that harvester that'll do all of it though. So we'd probably want to trade in the Grimmy on that at some point if we decide to go that route. I think everybody's getting out today now that it's warmer. Sounds like there's a lot more, what's the word? Bustling? Bustle and bustling? in the neighborhood today. Good morning, Murph. What's up? I am headed down to buy a drawbar at the shop before we get into planting too much corn. Or before we get into too far into planting corn. Can't have too much corn. But before we get too far into planting corn. Alright, let's see. Let me drop that right there. Assuming it's gonna spawn right there. What's on sale? Ooh, look, there's a combine. It's not a big one though. That is the 1600. I remember we had a 1660 over there when we did Goldcrest. Let's see. I think that is under miscellaneous, but I don't know. Yep, there it is. There's the drawbar. This is in the mod hub. I believe it's for everybody for PC and console. You wouldn't think this would do much, but it does give you a lot of extra wiggle room for tractors with tracks on them, tractors with duals on them. Now this takes it from a 3-point to just like a pin hitch, so let's change the color of that to, we're putting it on a case, so we'll just make it a case red. It's only $1,500, but it does significantly help. So basically this just hooks onto the back of the tractor like so. See, it does, see how much extra little bit of a bump that it gives you? When you look at the back of this, so your pin hitch, when you hook up to it, is kind of up in there. This brings this way far out here, and then it runs the hoses on up through to the back of the machine here. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Hook it real quick. In here, back up, there we go. So if I hook back up to this, like there, so you see how far in that goes? See where the hitch is back here? Way up in here, well past where the 3-point hooks up at. And now if I disconnect that, and I put this drawbar in, gives you a lot more wiggle room. So you can see it hooks it way back here instead of way up under there. It goes right there. You see where the vertical hitch deal is right there? That's about where it does it. So that puts it way back here now. So now when I turn, I'm going to make a U-turn right here. See how much of a tighter turn I can do? I can do almost a 90-degree turn with this now. So shouldn't have any issues with the wheels or the tracks. If you have a tractor, shouldn't have any problems with it bumping into your planter. And I know this planter is different, but the like the New Holland one that has the kind of like the triangle part that folds out behind you, that's going to make a huge difference. There's one on that one, isn't there, Fuzzy? this over to corn. Oop, I passed it. Alright, we'll do one in row. That. Actually, you know what? I want to do, instead of the automatic, I want to do not 0. $90. You got one too? I'm gonna fly up there and take a look at his. Go into drone mode. Yeah. Let's see, I gotta get my bearings. Where am I? There he is. Yeah, see, he's got a drawbar on the back of that. Definitely gives you a lot more room to turn around, especially since it has this kind of little bar going back there, and on this side gives you a lot more room with duals on it and with tracks on it. So gives you, it helps. It does. It really does. Alright, we're planting corn down here. Let me go find the deer, I guess. That ain't it. Oh, I wanted to show you guys the bales. So this is the second bale shed. I moved all the straw bales that we've got and the hay bales that we've got up here. And all of our silage bales are down here. That's a lot of silage bales. When the time is right, we will sell those. Most of those. I think there's a few up here in this one. Probably use mainly these for like the cows when we put them in. I thought we had a few in here. Yep, there they are. They're back here in the back. You can't see them, but they're back here in the back. It organizes it by... This is going to sound weird, but it organizes it, I think, alphabetically, maybe? Or maybe by bale type, because it puts, when you put the bales in here, it puts the straw bales in the back. So it is alphabetical. So straw bales go in the back, then the silage bales, and then the hay bales. I don't know if we can see it any better over here. Can kind of see it a little better over here. So you got hay bales, straw bales, and then silage bales. Is that alphabetical? I don't think so. If my alphabet's right, that's not alphabetical. It must be just by bale type then. I don't know. They're in there though. Alright, let's tab around, find that deer. Oh dear, oh dear. There it is. I've got it on the cedar. This is what I planted one of the oat fields with. This is a fantastic setup. However, this does not do a fert. This doesn't do like a fert application. So this is just a seeder. So wherever you seed with this, you will have to run some type of fert behind it. Good morning, CBM Gaming. But man, it's got it's got a good capacity on it. You had that little box on the front there too. It lasts a long time. Got the case planting corn. Fuzzy's up north planting beans. I'm going to put this on beans as well, I think. Need to plant some rice. Probably switch Fuzzy over to rice up there north of him when he gets done up there. I think I want to get this started on the new field over here. Alright, let's go here. Hey, Grandpa. Morning. Our John Deere planter in here. Now this, I don't know if a drawbar would work in this setting. I don't know, it might. Looks like I've got a hose unconnected there too. It doesn't really hook up to the hitch down there. It hooks up to the 3-point, to the quick hitch. Alright. I decided what I'm going to do with the corner property across from the Gage Gas and Grill. Corner property across from the Gage Gas and Grill. Oh, right over here? Yeah, haven't really fully decided yet. I would think this would be a good place for some sell points. So something maybe kind of like the bakery. So I would say maybe something like the tailor shop. Guess we could. I don't know. To do the piano manufacturer, you need the wood, and to do the biomass heating plant, you need the wood chips. I don't know what some of this stuff is here. The debris crusher. There's a farmer's kiosk. I guess it depends on if we can put this on distributing. Another farmer's market. I did find an animal dealer though. I got some Halloween selling points I guess I can put in down there. Or maybe some factories, you know. Got a lot of stuff that is labeled as a factory, but technically it's more of a selling point. Yeah, they make clothes. Yeah, they make bread. Yeah, you know, but a lot of this stuff is more like a selling point than it is an actual factory. So to me, under what I'm thinking is like an actual factory would be like the spinnery. Okay, so the spinnery, it makes fabric to distribute to the clothing store, to the tailor shop. The flour mill makes grain, makes flour. Well, it takes the grain that makes the flour that goes to the bakery to make the bread. So it's kind of like that. I think the end process there, where the actual consumer goes in and gets the stuff, the clothes, the bread, you know, et cetera, that is more of a selling station than an actual factory. So probably maybe like a bakery. There's a carpentry if we were doing wood here. The cereal factory. We could build a dairy. There's the grape processing plant. I don't really see us doing grapes. There's the oil mill. There's the paper factory. A lot of this stuff, you know, sawmills, paper mills, requires wood. Sugar mill. There's the spinnery, tailor shop. Rope maker. I think that all requires... Some of this stuff is, well, there is the soup factory. I don't know, but there's not really any, like, I guess I need to find some, like, stores or something. Or some restaurants. Ooh, yeah, we need to build some restaurants. I know there's some restaurants out there. Jason 3551, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, see, that's got kind of a... 3-point on it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it'll disappear if you put a drawbar on there. Oop, guess I need to hook back up with that, don't I? I don't think I really have too much of a problem with this. As far as turning is concerned. Try to make a U-turn here. Really need to see it unfolded. Yeah, it does do it a little bit there. You know what? Let's go buy one. Tell you what, I'll run down there real quick and pick it up. No. That'd be a lot to carry. I don't want to hurt my back. We'll take the tractor. Go ahead and fuel it up. Actually, you know what? I think we are. Yep, I've got enough fuel to get down there, so we're good to go. Go down there. I'll get a drawbar for this, and if it doesn't work, then we'll repurpose it elsewhere. Yeah, whatever we decide to put down here, I'm thinking the tailor shop would be a good one. Just to put right here on the corner. We've already got the kind of the spot there cleared to put something. And then maybe another restaurant or something like that. I'll look in the mod hub and see what all is out there. Wish I could put in a Domino's. I think they've got their pizzas on sale. I think all the menu price pizzas are 50% off right now. I had a barbecue chicken pizza. Ooh, save. Got it done with the homemade pan. That was some good stuff. Let's see if this works. Yeah, I think this requires a... Not giving me the thing to hook up to it. I think this requires the 3-point, like the quick hitch. Now the other planter out back that we've got might work with this. Or it's got the same hookup. Yeah, that's got the same 3-point hitch hookup on it. The quick hitch. Yep, so can't use that application there. I'll just drop this back off front, and if we need it for something else, we've got one. Wonder if it would work with this one. Their tater planter. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, so there you go. We'll use that with that. It looks like both John Deere planters require the quick hitch. Alright, let's plant some beans. I wonder how much that house is worth. If we could sell it. I don't even know if we could sell it. Do we own it? I would say we don't own it because we don't own that one. Let's tell you what, let's just find out. Let's buy that one. And the only thing left that we don't own is that right there. Might as well buy that one. Right now we should own it. Oh wow. It's worth $167,000. I might have to sell that. Well, you can't sell it. So some of the houses you can and can't sell. This is one of them. So house, big house, you're safe. You're safe from the auction block. Century 21 can't touch you. Now that shed back there, I think we can sell. That one over there. Alright, so this is the new field. Unfold. Okay. Lower steering assist. We will do one in road. And we will go north and south. It's good to me. We'll let the lines populate. Takes a second. Here it is. Alright, and we are planting beans. Yeah, those drawbars do make a big difference. Makes turning a lot better, especially if you've got duals on there, or if you've got tracks on there. Makes a big, big difference. Say we do have that beast right there, the DB120. Someday, if we ever see that on sale, it's an expensive one, but actually the one we've got is more expensive. Isn't that crazy? I bet it's got a lot of extras on it though. Once you add the extras on. Yeah, quite a bit of extra stuff to do. So once you add the extras on, then probably will be a pretty penny. Probably need a bigger tractor for that one too. I mean, this is an 8R, and you can tell that this is demanding of this tractor, this planter. So the DB120, you know, is probably going to need like a 9RX, something like that. Is it an option to change the hitch style in the shop? You know what? I don't know, is it? Let me get around this curve here and I'll take a look at that. This is the one, let's see. This is the one we've got. Crawler tracks, gauge wheels, GPS, cleaner, drag chains, attachers. Oh, you can do a trailer hitch on it. Or no, wait, that's in the back. So no, you can't do that with this one. Not the one we're using anyway. Can't do that with this one. Now the DB120, I'd have to look at it. Let's see, wheels, drag change, gauge wheels, DJI scale, GPS config, lights configuration, wheel covers, cleaners, attachers. I think that attacher is just the trailer. Now this one does have a pin hitch on it, so this would probably would benefit from having that drawbar. But you can put a trailer hitch in the back of it too. I guess if you had a nurse trailer, like liquid furt or something like that, you could probably hook that up in the back. Or maybe something that could work with like a seed tank. Probably hook that up behind it. Can't remember if I put the hitch on the back of this or not. I don't. No, I think I did maybe. Yeah, there's a hitch on the back of this. She's pulling up the hill. I'm glad I came in and opened this up, because this was almost as tedious as Fuzzy's favorite field down there, the sunflower field he had. It really there was a lot of runoffs and tight turns in through here. One thing I was wondering about was this tree right here. Yeah, made it. Passed it. I love it when the curves stay locked in and I don't have to touch it. You make the curve broad enough and the edge is smooth enough, it should work. This one works perfect. Haven't had to touch the steering wheel at all back here. Looks like I missed a spot with the plow. A little bit of grass there. I do have to turn here. Too sharp of a turn right there for it to do it automatically. Now if I had the higher worker, he'd probably go out there, do a little spin-a-rooney or back up, and then go forward, and then back up, and then go forward. Or if I do it myself, I can just turn it real sharp and make it work. Kind of want to go over to the pond there and see how that works out. Tried to get it as broad of a curve as I could around that pond, and I got to the point where I almost wanted to pull my hair out. I had struggles plowing around that pond. I knew I was going to have some problems here. It is a tight turn. Looks like we made it. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. A very bright morning. Eventually, once we own that other field over there across from these trees, we'll just kind of tie this all in together. Tried to cut a couple of those trees right here on the edge, and we don't own them. Not yet. We will, though. think where I started it over here, I might be able to do a straight line up to that pond. Get it planted around it. Now here, this is blocked off, so I probably will have to lift it up and back it up. Back in the day, squaring off the field was essential for if you're going to do any hired workers on it. But now with this new system, you can have curves. Let's see here. Let me back up a little. I think if I go straight down this row, that'll get me kind of to the edge over there. Got our first headland of soybeans in on this field. Doesn't look too bad. Alright, moment of truth. Probably not going to connect in some spots, because mainly I couldn't get the line to stay activated that long. And it might be due to a little imperfection in the corner here and there. Looks like it's doing okay up here on the west side of the pond. You can see where I had gone in there. So this field actually went closer to the pond and it curved around, but it wasn't broad enough and it didn't work. But the planter might be wide enough that it works. Hopefully it will. Yeah, these curves in here they were just way too sharp. Down here is where I'm worried. Down here and right on that southeast corner. And yeah, see the line stops right there. So I'm going to have to manually turn into that right there. And it may just be due to some type of little imperfection there. Maybe it sticks out just a little bit too much right there or something. And then right up here, like tuning a guitar, you got to get the strings tuned just right. And I know they make little boxes that you can tune a guitar with, and makes it easier. But tuning a guitar by ear sometimes is necessary, and it's a difficult task to do. I can live with that though, as long as we come in and like manually do this around the pond so that our equipment doesn't end up in the pond, then we should be okay. Probably should have done 2 inrows. I may go back in and see if I can redo that real quick. Let's see if I can do that. Need to do 2 inrows. Yep. Let it populate the lines. Such a big field that it takes a minute for it to populate the lines. But it didn't populate the lines. We got it set to 2. Should do 2 around the pond, no? We're doing 1 around the pond. I think it's only going to do it around the edges. So really you can only have 1 around the pond. So it doesn't really matter. Alright. So we'll put that back at 1. What I may do is just go ahead and plant the lines that lead to the pond. Get these knocked out of the way. Morning, Tomcat. How's it going? Now that's a nice setup. Yeah, all of this is available from the mod hub. The front tank, there's a lot you can do with this tank, but you can put liquid fertilizer in it. That's what I'm using it for. You can do fuel in it. You can do digestate, silage additive, whatever application you really need it for. You can do herbicide in it. The tractor, this is JHHG's tractor, the 8R. And then this is also JHHG's planter. Actually, it's not too bad as long as you stay in line with the furrows. Now, if I tried to plant this going east and west instead of going north and south like I'm doing, yeah, it'd be a little bumpy. But as long as you stay in line with the furrows here like this, it's not bad. Debated, you know, sometimes you do have to go different directions across a plowed field. I've debated bringing in like a disc and just disking it up after we plow it up. Gonna have to wait till we get some bigger tractors probably for that application though. We have that high-speed disc now from Custom. That bad boy right there. That would be nice to have. That one you can move pretty quick with. I have that one. It's not too bad, but kind of on the smaller side. That one is 10.3. This one's just a little bit bigger at 12.2. Oh, I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. Thought I had more time. Oh, is he done down there? Alright, I'll go check on him here in just a minute. Yep, I'd say he's done. Let me just move him over here. I can click on him. There we go. Yeah, he missed a little bit in the corners there, but... Ooh, you know what I need? I need an opening right there. Gotta get my chainsaw warmed up. Alright. Do I want to do 90 or do I want to go east and or north and south? I would say probably stick to the 90 because these passes here, the longer pass this way, and then just have him run east and west on this other one. If I set it to automatic though, I think it'll change that. Well, it does this field north and south. That's a little bit better. It won't let me do 3 headlands though. I'd say let it do that. Because, I mean, it'll have maybe 2 or 3 little short north and south passes down there where the bend is at, right by the creek, but I'll have those 2 headlands there to do it too. So let me do that. I'll just use the automatic. Rock and roll. I feel like I probably should have done 2 inroads. Okay, I'm gonna go back and do that. Very wavy ground out here. FS22 Gamerdy, thanks for the follow. Alright, I think while I'm over here, I'm gonna go ahead and go grab some seed. Right across the road there. Wrong drive, wrong drive, wrong drive. Back it on up. This is the drive we want. What you had, Grandpa? One of my favorite scenes from the Beverly Hillbillies 1993 movie with Jim Varney. And oh gosh, I can never remember the Ellie Mae's name. What was her name? I never can say it. Might as well not even try. She was on Baywatch too. She was hot. But one of my favorite lines from that is when they're moving to Beverly Hills and they're driving down. It looks like they're driving down a highway or something, and they've got Granny strapped to the rocking chair in the top of the truck. And I guess she's a little too high because they go under a tree. And Jethro's like, "Watch your head, Granny." And then it just goes and knocks her out backwards out of the truck. Oh, great scene. Great movie. I wish that was movie more. Wish it was really more, readily available to stream. I don't know where you can actually watch it at right now. Be nice if they would, permit all of the studios to, or at least not, maybe not all the studios, but all the streaming services to stream all the different studio stuff to each thing. I don't know, does that make sense? So like, you have a lot of your Disney stuff and now your 20th Century Fox stuff, that's all Disney Plus and Hulu, and then you've got a lot of your NBC Universal stuff, so Friends, and stuff like that. All of that's like exclusive to like the Peacock app, which is NBC. Although they have the rights to that '70s show, and that '70s show was not NBC. That was not even Universal. That was Fox. Fox did that '70s show back in the day. So, but it is available to stream on Peacock. Just be nice if you didn't have to subscribe to all these different streaming services to watch the content that you want, you know. It needs to be an all-in-one service to stream everything. You shouldn't have to pay $20 a month for this service, $20 a month for that service, $20 a month for this service. Hard to believe it's already that time. Gotta take my first break here, so we'll say aloha to YouTube, which means hello and goodbye. Until the next time, YouTube, we'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. See you later, YouTube. Bye.